Great to have you with us, and welcome to the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce and today's event, Beyond the Pitch. My name is Jenna Clockley. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Director of Membership and Community at the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce, or CanWCC for short. And I am so thrilled to be your host for today for this incredible event. For those of you that don't know, CanWCC is the first and only Chamber of Commerce for diverse women identified and non-binary business owners in Canada. And as a Chamber of Commerce, we represent your needs with the government, and our position and title as a chamber give us access to the people who impact change. And we exist to improve the quality of life for the over 1 million entrepreneurial Canadian women through advocacy with policymakers. And we aim to build a healthier and more inclusive Canadian economy. We are a nationally incorporated, not-for-profit organization dedicated to equity, advancement, and connection, and which we activate through our advocacy and through our membership and community programming. Our advocacy is centered around a single issue, economic equity, and we believe that economic equity is a human right. Our free community is for allies and entrepreneurs to connect and find resources, and our business membership provides a landing place and a growth hub for women-identified entrepreneurs and organizations that are at least 50% women-owned and led. If you are interested in learning more about what we do, about our advocacy and our membership, please visit us at canwcc.ca/join. And I'm thrilled today to be joining this event from the lands of the Anishinaabe, the Cree, the Ojai Cree, the Dakota, and the Dene peoples, and home to the Métis Nation covered in Treaty 1, colonially known as Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I am also very proud that our provincial government funded the landfill search for missing and murdered Indigenous women and was able to return the remains of 2 Indigenous women to their families just this month, and yesterday have identified an unknown victim previously called Buffalo Woman as Ashley Shingoose. The Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce operates out of the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in what is colonially known as Toronto, Ontario. You can learn more by visiting native-land.ca to learn more about the stewardship and the treaties connected to where you're situated. CanWCC developed the Flip the Script program to support women business owners' ability to obtain financing. The program development and pilot of 300 women was funded by the Government of Canada's Women Entrepreneurship Strategy. Flip the Script is a financing education program built on evidence-based research by thought leaders like Dana Cans. Her team researched why women don't get funded as many times or with as much capital as their male counterparts. They found that in all scenarios, during the Q&A following a founder's pitch, venture capitalists, both women and men, had the following biases. 66% of questions posed to men were focused on what they would do to win, or a promotional question, while 67% of the questions posed to women focused on what they would do to not lose, or a preventative question. Beyond the Pitch is a result of that Flip the Script program, and today's event is supported and funded by Meridian Credit Union and the City of Toronto. Now, today's event has 3 goals. 1, to celebrate the time, energy, and hard work that the 300 participants put into the Flip the Script pilot. 2, to demonstrate the skills our 4 participants learned in Flip the Script through this unique competition. And 3, to raise awareness of the gender bias women face when trying to access capital for their business. And we are so happy that you joined us today to be part of this important event. To get things started, I am pleased to introduce Liz Blazanovic, Vice President of Business Banking Support at Meridian Credit Union. With over 25 years experience in business banking, Liz is responsible for overseeing all support functions for business banking at Meridian. Before joining Meridian in 2020, Liz worked in various business banking roles at Scotiabank, working with a cross-section of diversified industry sectors. She also held senior roles in managing sales teams and with risk management business transformation projects in Manitoba and in Ontario. Liz's passion over the past 25 years has been supporting women entrepreneurs from startup to small and medium-sized companies. Welcome, Liz.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Jenna, for our wonderful introduction. So hello to everyone on the call today, and really happy to be joining and participating in the Flip the Script Beyond the Pitch competition. Meridian is a proud sponsor to the Women's Chamber of Commerce and the Flip the Script program, and to be part of the journey to support women entrepreneurs. So back in spring of 2024, when we started having initial conversations with the Chamber around the goals, the program, the details, and the alignment, there was a significant amount of energy and focus to support women entrepreneurs. And with our partnership, we are happy to provide, share information, support the various cohorts, along with hosting 2 workshops that fully align to the Flip the Script program. So I'm not sure if you've seen some of our advertisement on TV around Meridian, but around here, banking is different. Meridian is an inclusive, people-focused financial partner. We are committed to helping our members get the advice they need, build confidence, and achieve their best lives. Meridian is 100% Canadian. We're 100% owned by our members and have over 80 years of banking history. Our profits go into products that our members love and programs that serve communities and the planet. So we continue to work and support all women entrepreneurs in providing access to capital to support their journey to build and grow their business. So I want to thank the Women's Chamber of Commerce and our joint partnership to support women entrepreneurs. But today is a very, very special day for all the finalists. So wishing you all the very best of luck, and I'm so excited to hear all the wonderful pitches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz. And thank you to Meridian Credit Union for your support and your sponsorship. Now, we put together a short video to give you an overview of Flip the Script and the research behind that program.
Introducing Flip the Script, a unique AI-enabled program for women business owners seeking financing. Developed by the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce, Flip the Script, or FTS for short, teaches key communication skills that research has shown to overcome the effects of unconscious gender bias and lead to an increased chance of receiving investment in one's business. In addition to teaching skills, FTS provides an AI-enabled real-time training environment for users to practice the skills they've learned by engaging in simulated scenarios with lenders and investors. Participants receive detailed reports and coaching after each simulation session and can track their progress over time. FTS was designed by women, for women, to provide them with the skills to control the post-pitch Q&A conversation and obtain the capital they need and deserve. Let's take a closer look at FTS.
FTS was inspired by a research study conducted by Professor Dana Kans and her team of organizational behavior researchers. They studied the questions venture capitalists asked women and men founders and the outcomes of pitches. Professor Kans and her team observed that VCs tended to ask men questions focused on the potential for gains, whereas they tended to focus on the potential for losses when questioning women founders. The researchers called the 2 categories promotion questions and prevention questions. Men founders were more likely to be asked promotion questions like, what's your brand vision? Women founders were more likely to be asked, how do you plan to test this? A prevention type question. Both questions are legitimate, and founders of all genders should expect to answer questions about gains and losses. The difference that Professor Kans observed was the persistent gender bias in the focus and type of the questions asked. The researchers also found that women founders were less likely to obtain investment. When women did receive investment, they received 5 times less money than men founders. What made this study really interesting was what the researchers did with their observations. In subsequent experiments, they demonstrated that responding to a prevention-type question with a promotion-type answer can effectively flip the script and lead to a better chance of getting a yes from investors. Flip the Script teaches the skills to put this research into practice. Participants learn how to identify different types of questions and craft their answers to counter bias and increase the likelihood of successfully obtaining financing.
The FTS program consists of skills training and skills practice. The skills training component is an online self-paced course called Control the Conversation. The course includes video lessons, exercises, and step-by-step instructions on using the simulation training software platform to practice skills. The simulation training software allows participants to select one of 3 scenarios: one bank lender, a pair of angel investors, or a panel of 4 VC investors. After a 2-minute verbal pitch, the lender or investors in the simulation ask the participant 5 questions. The questions are highly specific and tailored to the participant's business, as this information is stored in their account. At least one of the questions relates to the content of the 2-minute pitch. Following the simulation training session, the participant can view a video of the session and retrieve a data report with AI-enabled analysis and coaching on their responses.
What makes FTS unique? FTS recognizes and celebrates women entrepreneurs' knowledge, strength, and potential. It acknowledges systemic barriers and provides skills that participants can use to subvert and overcome some of those barriers. It is based on peer-reviewed research and developed by Canadian women who are experts in their fields. All of these factors contribute to making FTS a new, fresh, and industry-leading tool that inspires and engages women business owners.
Finally, Flip the Script works. From July 2024 to March 2025, the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce conducted its FTS pilot program, funded by a grant from the Canadian government's Ministry of Innovation, Science and Economic Development. Close to 300 women business owners completed FTS, and the results were overwhelmingly positive. Results from the 2024 to 2025 FTS pilot demonstrate the following: knowledge of the financing environment, risk capital financing models, and founder competence to determine the right type of financing for their business increased by an average of 20%. A 10% increase in confidence in pitching to investors was reported.
Flip the Script program is ideal for accelerator programs, investor readiness programs, women's entrepreneurship organizations, programs related to financing that require content developed specifically for women, and individual entrepreneurs who want to learn skills that will help them secure investment for their business. Flip the Script is available in both English and French and is available for purchase starting in March 2025. For more information, please contact sales at canwcc.ca.
Oh, wow, that was such an incredible video, and I'm excited by it, and I can see from the chat that you are also excited by it. So thank you so much for sharing your reactions and also sharing in the chat. But now, everyone, this is the moment that you have been waiting for. This marks the beginning of the Beyond the Pitch competition. So during the competition, 4 finalists will compete to win cash prizes totaling $16,000. Now, before I explain the format, I would like to introduce our judges for today's competition. Our first judge is Janice Bartley. Janice is the founder of Foodpreneur Lab, which is dedicated to breaking down barriers and creating opportunities for underserved communities, particularly for aspiring and established food entrepreneurs. As a Black woman and an entrepreneur, she is deeply committed to leveling the playing field and opening doors for those who have historically been excluded from the food sector. Founded in January 2019, Foodpreneur Lab was established to directly confront systemic obstacles and promote innovative approaches that foster access and equity within the food industry. Janice brings over 30 years of entrepreneurial experience, including her role as an operations manager in a culinary and hospitality management. Before founding Foodpreneur Lab, she spent 6 years managing commercial shared kitchens and accelerator spaces, during which she mentored emerging chefs and foodpreneurs. We also have Miriam Lazarte. Miriam is the founder of Global Startups Accelerator, formerly LatAm Startups, a top Toronto accelerator that helps startups from emerging markets grow internationally. Under her leadership, Global Startups was chosen as a partner in Canada's Startup Visa program and received $3 million in federal funding. Miriam is also a general partner at GSA Ventures, a fund that supports tech entrepreneurs with a special focus on immigrant founders. Since 2017, Global Startups has supported over 260 tech companies, helping them validate and expand their business in North America. Through her guidance, these startups have established themselves in the Canadian market, including 2 companies that reached unicorn status. Originally from Colombia, Miriam's entrepreneurial journey began in her childhood. She is passionate about strengthening economic ties between Canada and Latin America, a market with over 800 million consumers. Miriam's contributions to Canada's tech field have earned her recognition, including being named one of the 10 most influential Hispanic Canadians in 2022 and winning the Newcomer Entrepreneur of the Year 2019 award from Startup Canada. And finally, we have Sean Cuth. Sean is the Vice President of Wealth Line Business at Meridian Credit Union. He is a financial industry veteran with 3 decades of experience across a broad cross-section of leadership roles, including financial planning, advisory services, product development, corporate development, and analytics. Sean's passionate about improving the financial well-being for all Canadians through financial education, product strategies, and access to professional advice. Thank you so much for being here today, judges. And also don't forget that you, the audience, are also a judge and get to award $500 to the pitch participant you feel earned the additional funding. So stay with us today so you don't miss that opportunity. And now here's how the pitch competition will work today. Each finalist will give a 2-minute verbal pitch, followed by a question and answer session. And we've instructed the finalists to make their pitches more general to provide the audience with an overall business context for the Q&A that follows after. And the main focus of this competition, just like the focus of Flip the Script, is on that Q&A. Now, as mentioned earlier, that's where most of the bias comes into play against women-identified business owners. So I will ask the finalists 3 questions. 1 question will be thematically promotional or focused on gains. 1 question will be thematically preventative or focused on losses. And 1 question will be a real question submitted by women business owners that they have faced when accessing capital. For example, a promotional question might be, how do you plan to grow your market share? A preventative question could be, what is your strategy to defend your market share against competitors? And an example of a question that real women have faced is, I've never heard of this. How do you know there's a market for this? The finalists will be judged 25% on their pitch and 75% on their ability to answer the different types of questions using the skills they've learned in the program. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, you get to choose who gets additional funding with your audience vote. Are you ready? Are you ready? Give me some reactions. Are you ready? All right. Our first finalist is Maple Rose Fergay, founder and managing director of Implico Limited. With a diverse background spanning architecture, project management, and business development, Maple Rose is a seasoned professional with over 3 decades of experience across multiple industries and global markets. Since 2020, as the founder and managing director of Implico Limited, she leads a team specializing in renovation project management and permitting solutions in Edmonton and surrounding municipalities. Her expertise in architecture and project coordination was honed over the past 15 years with major construction firms, where she contributed to complex architectural and permitting projects. She also holds key business development positions, leveraging her strategic insights to drive growth and client engagement. Beyond architecture, Maple Rose has an extensive background in marketing and communications, having worked internationally in Japan and the UK with several multinational corporations. She holds an architectural technology diploma from NAIT in Edmonton and a public relations diploma from Mount Royal University in Calgary. Additionally, she is a certified project management professional and a lead accredited professional, demonstrating her commitment to sustainability and efficient project execution. With a proven track record of navigating complex projects, leading cross-functional teams, and fostering business growth, Maple Rose brings a unique blend of technical expertise and strategic vision to every endeavor. Welcome to the pitch, Mary Rose.
Thank you so much, Jenna. So imagine you're ready to open your dream business. Your realtor found the perfect location, but this maze of bylaws and permits and building codes written in this complex legal jargon, it turns that dream into a nightmare. And that's where Implico comes in. Our AI-powered platform simplifies compliance quickly and affordably. As permitting specialists, we know the challenges of designing functional and beautiful spaces while staying compliant. But ever-changing regulations and a shortage of qualified professionals to guide that process, hundreds of businesses end up facing costly delays. So the reality, well, a new business can spend an average of 5 extra months waiting for permits. Construction delays can push costs up thousands of dollars over budget. So what we've done is we've automated our expertise so realtors can help clients open their doors months sooner. Our platform evaluates a space to suit a specific business. It identifies compliance issues and prepares complete permit applications, cutting that processing time from months to days. But why now? The Canadian commercial real estate market is projected to hit $2 trillion US by 2029. The pandemic pushed vacancy rates to 18%, costing billions in lost revenue. But as workers return to the office, there's a huge opportunity for realtors and business owners to capitalize on lower lease rates and available inventory. We currently work with major real estate firms. Our go-to-market strategy starts with integrating the platform as an add-on to our existing services before evolving into a standalone subscription-based solution. We'll also leverage these partnerships to scale quickly across Canada and beyond. But why us? Well, our team has a proven track record in tech development and decades of construction experience. So we're not just filling empty spaces. We're turning dreams into reality and fueling economic growth in communities across the nation. So together, let's build the future. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary Rose. And now it's time for the Q&A. Let's get both me and Maple Rose pinned here. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So my first question for you, Maple Rose, is what legal risks do you see in your industry and how do you plan to navigate them?
Our industry has a lot of legal risks. Legal risks, safety risks, health risks. Risks are everywhere. But the wonderful thing about our industry is we have an opportunity to impact those risks because we know what's coming down the pipeline. So construction in general is very slow to adopt technology because of these risks and because of these regulatory compliance related issues. But a lot of competitors are coming in and trying to solve all of these different types of problems and adding bells and whistles and features to their solutions that it's very difficult for those of us in the industry to adopt these technologies because they're very complicated. Our value proposition is to make it simple and help people navigate these legal issues and compliance issues quickly and affordably. So bring on the legal stuff because we are ready. That's what we do. And that's what we're proud to solve a problem for.
Thank you. And what is the potential market size for your product?
Well, fortunately, the built environment is everywhere. It's all around the world. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we heal. It's where we play. So the potential for market global expansion is huge. Right now, what's interesting about the Canadian market is it is very ripe for potential. The pandemic has caused a lot of issues, as I mentioned in my pitch, with all of the vacancies across the country and really across the world. The immediate potential is helping to fill those vacancies with businesses that are ready to contribute to the community, to contribute to our economy, and really help families and livelihoods just grow and flourish. There's great potential out there.
And my final question, As a woman, how will you ensure that you are respected by your employees and clients in this industry?
Well, this industry, just like the tech industry, is actually very male dominated, which is fine. They are 50% of our community, so very welcome to lovely to work with. I believe team building is very important. As a leader, I understand that I have to understand all of the aspects of my business, but there are people much more qualified than me to handle specifics about the business that they're much better at than I am. So it's all about identifying the right people to sit in the right seats at the right time. Right people are the ones that believe in our mission and our culture. Putting them in the right seats will help clearly define their role and their expectations, and this at the right time. So knowing when they have the potential to move horizontally or promote vertically, so they can leave that seat better than when they first sat in it. As a leader who is a servant leader and an agile type of leader, I think it's important for everyone to work together as a team, but also understand, particularly in construction and technology, that it's important to be agile and adapt quickly as it will guide our mission, all of us together.
Well, thank you, Maple Rose. You navigated that with calm and ease. It was just a delight. I loved hearing your pitch. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jenna.
You are so welcome. So our next finalist is Jessica Flint, founder and CEO of the U Power Project. Jessica is an internationally award-winning educator, a best-selling author, and a social entrepreneur dedicated to transforming youth education. With a background as an Ontario certified teacher, Jessica left the traditional classroom to create innovative, scalable programs that empower young people to unlock their potential through entrepreneurship and creativity. As the founder and CEO of the U Power Project, Jessica has led the development of a proven youth entrepreneurship curriculum that equips students aged 10 to 18 with critical life skills, business acumen, and the confidence to launch their own ventures. Committed to fostering creativity, resilience, and leadership, Jessica is passionate about equipping the next generation with the tools to thrive in an ever-changing world. A mother of two, Jessica is driven by her personal and professional mission to revolutionize education, ensuring that all youth, regardless of background, have the access to the support they need to succeed. Welcome to your pitch, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Well, in the late 1960s, NASA commissioned a long-term study that found that 98% of all of us are born creative geniuses. Yet by the time we reach age 10, that number dropped to 30%. Age 15, 12%. And by adulthood, access to that creative genius dropped to just 2% of the population. The study argued that the educational model at the time was largely to blame. As an Ontario certified teacher turned award-winning educator and social entrepreneur and mother, I know firsthand that that same overexhausted education system is still ill-equipped to properly prepare students for the future. The world is changing more rapidly now more than ever, and our current system alone simply can't keep up. I'm Jessica Flynn, the founder and CEO of the Youth Empowerment Project, a for-profit social enterprise delivering turnkey entrepreneurship training to youth as young as 10. We spark creativity, unlock potential, and build the real world skills young people need to thrive not only in the future, but right now. The massive global challenges we all face today require creative problem solvers. NASA knew that back in the 1960s, yet outdated education models around the world continue to extinguish creativity when we need it most. The U Power Project has built a scalable, revenue-generating model with proven programs to empower youth with creativity, leadership, and entrepreneurship skills, while also tapping into a $305 billion global ed tech market. We're also creating tools to further enhance student learning. For example, our AI-powered CoachBot will provide personal mentorship at scale at all different languages. And with our custom client-facing measurement tools, we're not only delivering top-tier youth programs, but enhancing how our program partners measure student success, resulting in continued funding for our clients, repeat business for us, and most importantly, repeating growth opportunities for generations of youth to come. The global demand for outside the classroom education support is surging. Global governments are investing billions into innovation entrepreneurship, and we're not only an impact-driven company, we're a high growth potential company in one of the fastest growing markets of the decade. We want to build that future together.
Thank you, Jessica. And now we're going on to the Q&A.
Okay.
So my first question for you is, I mentioned that you're a mother of two. So how do you plan to balance your family responsibilities as your business grows?
Thank you for that question. I think that's a challenge that a lot of modern families have, how to work towards growing a business, providing for a family or any dependents as a unit. And we really believe as educators, as parents, and as business leaders that it does take a village, not only to raise a child, but to support founders, to support partners in a household. And so actually, because of the traction that we've been having, because of the personal business success that I've experienced over the last number of years, we actually retired my partner, my husband, 2 years ago, and we've had a stay-at-home dad, which has really helped in the early years of child rearing for our family, and for me as a founder to have that support. So we have flipped the script in a lot of ways and chosen a model that works not only really well for our family first, but also for our business. So I'm looking forward, as is the whole family and the whole team, to seeing what this kind of support behind us, where we can go with the support that I do have as that founder.
Okay. And how do you plan to protect your innovative ideas and ensure that they're not copied or stolen?
Great question, especially in when we're focusing on program delivery and content delivery, which is why from the very beginning of inception, we registered for a number of trademarks on things like our program titles, the frameworks of how we put our programming together. We also have been granted into the IP Ontario program, IPON. So we are now receiving regular funding when they have calls for funding, and have one of our legal teams is purely in that IP protection space. So it's been rooted into our organization from the very beginning, everything from copyright and trademark to licensing agreements, which is the structure that we use with our clients, included in our code of conduct with our Train the Trainer program and our students. So we have very proactively been paying attention to protecting that intellectual property.
Okay. And my last question for you, what sets your company apart from others in the market?
Thank you. We've been learning that ourselves, and now have a lot of data and tangible results. When we say proven programming, one of the metrics we refer to is that 83% of our students, just ages 10 to 18, open operational businesses in just one of our 6-week programs. So we stand out in terms of the transformation that we really do confirm throughout our programming. We're also tracking not only those concrete, we've opened for business metrics, but also measuring soft skills when students begin our program, things like confidence, what their plans are for after school, after finishing our program, and then we measure that again at the tail end. And really where our clients have seen the biggest difference. So our clients are typically economic development, government, not-for-profit. Our programming offers capacity to those who have very similar and aligned missions as ours. They've noticed a difference in the fact that our curriculum is designed not just for business mentors who are trying to assist young people, or from teachers who are trying to teach business when it's not necessarily in their wheelhouse. We are coming at it with a lot of expertise in both education and pedagogy around working with vulnerable sector, working with youth, as well as award-winning entrepreneurship and business acumen. So our curriculum is really unique, and we get that feedback from our clients.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about your business and for your pitch today.
Thank you, Jenna, and to everyone here today.
Wow. Thank you already to Maple Rose and Jessica for getting us kicked off. That was incredible. The way you talked about your businesses and answered those questions. Wow, it's going to be a hard decision today, I am certain. But before we bring the next two finalists to the virtual stage, I would like to introduce Nancy Wilson, founder and CEO of CanWCC, and Catherine Chan, CEO of the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation, for a special announcement. So welcome Nancy and welcome Catherine to the virtual stage.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Jenna. So I've had the pleasure of working with Catherine for over 3 years at the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce as our Chief Operating Officer. But today she joins us in her new role as Chief Executive Officer at the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation. Catherine, can you tell us why you're joining us today?
I will, but first of all, let me just give kudos to the two gals who have already done their pitch. What an incredible event. I am so impressed. You're doing a great job, and I know how terrifying it is to get up on a stage. It's just nerve-wracking, so well done. Now, on to our good news. I am thrilled to announce hereby that Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation is officially relaunched as of right now.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation, or IEF.
So thank you. We're a national charity. Our mission is to support, educate, and celebrate innovators and entrepreneurs, but we also engage in research that both uncovers what our network needs to thrive, as well as understand some of those systemic challenges that, more deeply maybe, so that we can start to solve for them collectively. The organization, we support equity-deserving entrepreneurs from many different communities and backgrounds. Each has their own challenges or barriers, and that's why the core of our organization is our research.
So you said this is a relaunch. Can you tell us a bit about IEF's history?
Yes, it's been through a few guises over the years, and CanWCC took stewardship of it last July. So there are already thousands and thousands of innovators and entrepreneurs in our network already, all across Canada, working in every different kind of industry. Many of you here actually may have heard about the Cannies, which ran for several years through to 2023. That was the last one. And those are the Canadian Innovators and Entrepreneur Awards. So innovation awards harken back to the very earliest days of this foundation, and we're hoping to carry those forward. In previous years, IEF has also given out over $100,000 in microgrants to equity-deserving founders. And of course, they've run many, I almost said a million, but many webinars over the years, focusing on areas that are important to the Canny network, such as founder mental health or marketing for successful sales.
So IEF supports equity-deserving entrepreneurs across Canada. You and I talk about equity-deserving entrepreneurs all day, every day. But for everyone else, what does that mean, and why is it so important, especially now?
Right. So here's the thing. It's different for everyone, for every community. Kind of like I said, every equity-deserving group has their own issues, their own roadblocks. So anything I say will be generalized. And I don't want to misrepresent that everyone experiences the same roadblocks and challenges. It's just too complex to answer right here. But for instance, so as we're seeing with Flip the Script, right? For women who are raising capital for their ventures, they have to deal with prevention style questions that undermine their success to close that funding. But there's a workaround now, right? Thanks to CanWCC's Flip the Script. Black entrepreneurs maybe have to deal with terrible racism. Immigrants may not get accepted into programs because of a perceived language barrier. Indigenous innovators, they come from communities that are genocide survivors. they're still dealing with that. They're still dealing with women who are going missing and murdered. So while dealing with that, which is not an easy thing, they're also being held to a much higher standard than the average entrepreneur on all of that to get 0.1% of the venture capital funding that's out there. In addition, society is slow to change. We've seen backsliding recently, in fact. But these brilliant business people, both in the room and out there across Canada, they don't have time for the world's racism and sexism and bigotry to get in the way of what they're up to. So that's where I hope that IEF can jump in. You know, we can change the world one workaround at a time if we need to. As a final thought, I guess we are all the poorer for not providing equal opportunities to all Canadian businesses. And I mean that economically, in our GDP, in our pockets, but also our quality of life. If innovation's being stifled because of xenophobia, what scientific breakthroughs could we be missing out on? How about the incredible social entrepreneur sector in Canada? They have the potential to change their world for the better, but have a hard time getting funding for that. It behooves and benefits us to make sure entrepreneurs from every corner of Canada get these chances.
Now, I know you have some good news about IEF's investment readiness program to share.
I'm going to take a sip because I'm really excited about this. Well, actually, I guess it's more of a shared announcement, isn't it? So with Nancy here, we're thrilled to announce that IEF is the first organization beyond CanWCC to offer Flip the Script program to their community. We also have a 3-part business financing fundamentals course, so that's an additional one. It's a 12-week program, not to get into details, but it's about college level. It is built specifically for like startup founders, for innovators and entrepreneurs. First part's introductory, so some people might want to skip it, but if it's your first venture, then you might not want to. The second part is intermediate. It sets a really good foundation for what founders need to know, because the third part is a really tidy breakdown that helps you build a fundraising strategy and find capital for your venture. Now, Flip the Script is the best training program out there for women learning to beat bias in fundraising, and it's based on some serious software, so we know that isn't cheap. When founders are getting started, they're always in that kind of chicken egg position of needing funding to learn how to land funding. So IEF is launching our scholarship program so that all educational programs that we offer can be accessed for free by equity deserving founders.
Amazing. Can you elaborate a bit on that? Because I know we're going to get lots of questions if you don't.
Sure. So applications are on a rolling basis. I'm sure that the team is putting links in the chat right now. I recommend that you fill yours out today to get as far up in the queue as possible. We will contact applicants on a continuous basis, but it'll be first come, first served, factoring in the scholarship specific eligibility requirements. That's a tongue twister, sorry. The other thing you should know is we've waived the $25 application fee until May 31st. So you'll definitely want to do it before then, the sooner the better. The best part is, and I'm so excited for this, I might need to take another sip of water. We have a funded scholarship cohort that we are announcing today as well. So thank you to the City of Toronto Business Incubator Grant. We are able to get the first 100 eligible applicants into our business financing fundamentals course. Very exciting.
Amazing.
Yes.
So what would be your call to action for all of us gathered here today or anyone watching the recording later?
Well, a call to action for the entrepreneurs is get into that scholarship link as quickly as possible after this event is over. But for everyone else in the room, including entrepreneurs, frankly, as we get ramped back up again, we need to restock. And I mean the coffers. So we have launched 2 funds. We have IEF's general fund that helps us out with an operating budget. If you can afford it, I encourage people to consider a monthly donation so that we have a steady flow of resources that we can depend on, which is really crucial for staffing. Remember that donations to IEF, they're all tax deductible, no matter how much you give. We're also looking to support the scholarship program. So we have set up a founders fund, and that's so that we can create cohorts whose fees are completely subsidized. As soon as we have enough, we'll launch a new cohort. This is an opportunity for innovators and entrepreneurs to give back, right? I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I know this too. None of us have made that. None of us were successful in a vacuum. Startup founders succeed thanks to many, many mentors or advisors, their boards, certainly. Founder friends, oh my goodness, we use founder friends all the time. free webinars, and, oftentimes free accelerator programs that are offered and applied for and lucky folks get into. So there is a lot of free stuff out there. People who have made it with their business, we're asking them to give back. We've created an opportunity, or to pay it forward, however you want to look at it. Every donation to the Founders Fund means that the next generation of founders, no matter how old they are, have access to this industry-leading education that's designed to help them get the right investment for their business. So imagine what a difference something like that would have made to you for your venture when you were getting started. How might that have changed your path to success? I think about it all the time. I mean, I had my own fair share of bias-based questions when I was sitting in front of investors, and I don't want anyone else to have that experience. So please donate.
Awesome. So what can we expect in the future from IEF?
Lots. So I'll recommend to sign up for our newsletter to stay in the loop. We are currently recruiting to expand our board of directors and launch committees. So, again, I think the team is putting that information in the chat. I recommend anyone who might be interested or know someone who would be perfect to forward that on. We'll also start having webinars again around June, maybe. So we're just getting those set up right now. We'll be focusing those on bringing in like the many government departments and agencies that support entrepreneurs and business owners. These sessions are really, really helpful for newcomers to Canada who are just kind of getting acclimatized and getting used to, navigating government spaces, et cetera. We'll be starting our research roundtables as well before the end of the year, which I'm really excited about. So keep an ear to the ground over the coming months. Oh, and also because our programming is national, it's mostly online. So this is important for ruralpreneurs who might miss out on, like, say, pitch events on a regular basis. So getting access to Flip the Script practice, the practice simulator, would be really key for them in securing that funding, like getting the practice, right? So they can secure the funding, so they can move their ventures forward, and hopefully also while staying local and supporting their hometown economy. And lastly, the cannies, which I mentioned before, and microgrants, keep your fingers crossed, hopefully coming back sometime 2026.
Amazing. Thank you, Catherine. As founder and CEO of CanWCC, I really look forward to working with you and the IEF board. The two organizations are so aligned in their mission to amplify the voices of equity-deserving entrepreneurs across Canada, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish together. Back to you, Jenna.
Wow, thank you. I can see the chat and the reactions that were going off while you two were speaking. Like, this is just such great news. And I know people are really excited for this. So yeah, what an exciting announcement. Woo. But now I am thrilled to introduce our next finalist. Are you ready? Are you ready to continue this pitch competition? Let's see some reactions. Get that reaction button warmed up. There we go. All right. Okay, our next finalist is Sarah Sikalala, founder of Sika Foods. An entrepreneur at heart, Sarah has built multiple businesses, including an event planning and catering company, before channeling her passion for food into Sika Foods. Originally from Uganda, Sarah immigrated to Canada in 2001 and has since become an active member of the Ugandan community in Ontario. She holds a bachelor's degree in interior design from Humber College and has leveraged her creative and business skills to establish herself in the food and beverage industry. As a wife and mother of 4 grown children, Sarah understands the challenges of balancing busy schedules with healthy home-cooked meals. This insight inspired her to create versatile cooking sauces that empower individuals and families to prepare delicious, nutritious meals with ease. Beyond her business, Sarah is a mentor and advocate for foodpreneurs, sharing her journey and expertise to support other entrepreneurs in the industry. So welcome, Sarah, and let's start your 2-minute pitch.
It's 8 p.m. The day has been nonstop. You're exhausted, the kids are restless, and once again, you are staring at a loaf of bread thinking, is this dinner? Because anything else will take too long to cook. That was our reality when we arrived in Canada. 15 people under one roof, including my family of 5. I had just had a baby. We were navigating immigration, new routines and survival all the time. Most nights, dinner came at 10 p.m. and our kids were too tired to eat. I knew something had to change. Cooking for so many people every day can be exhausting. So I started making small batches of sauces to get back my time. And who wouldn't want that? Hi, I'm Sarah, founder of Sika Foods. We give back time to busy families with our time-saving sources in meal preparation. The same innovation that saved me back then became my path to freedom. What used to take us 2 hours to the kitchen could now be done in 20 minutes. Meal returns to the table in time, peace return to our home. Are we competing on taste? Absolutely. Because let's face it, everyone says their food tastes good, and often it does. However, what sets us apart is time. Time is a luxury most families don't have, especially the 2.5 million immigrant families in Canada trying to balance work, children, and maintaining culture on mealtime. Our sources offer a way to bring back that time and still feed your family a nourishing, delicious, and healthy meal that feels like home. And in a market where people are paying for speed, like Uber Eats, HelloFresh, and frozen meals, we offer something better. A pantry-ready solution you control that is healthy, affordable, convenient, and fast. At Seeker Foods, we give families peace of mind, confidence, and extra time to spend with their loved ones.
Thank you, Sarah. And now we're going to dive into the Q&A portion of our pitch. So my first question for you is, your target market is unique. Are there any expansion plans to tap into more mainstream markets?
Absolutely. And I'm glad to share about that. We have been very strategic when we're reaching out to the community and how we tell people about our stories through our food. And while we've been intentional about that, we've been able to identify not only our customers, because we know them, and we've seen traction with our products. But one other interesting thing, as we have been going through demos and going through events and trade shows, we have seen an interest from food explorers as well as foodies who are not culturally connected per se, but they are very curious about our flavors. So what we have done and trying to plan to do now is having a strategic way of really understanding and sharing our stories with them so that they can know more about our products, because we have seen potential in them. Yes, we have, as I've said in my pitch, that we are mainly targeting the immigrant families, but we have also seen traction along where we have seen the engagement with these customers, as well as that we see them coming back and asking about us. And actually, as an example, I just had about 2 messages just checking out on my website, and they've sent messages going, we're really interested to explore about this product. So we definitely know that we're expanding. We're also building to see on our relationships with retailers, other than the ones we've been specifically working with, which has been ethnic stores and specialty stores. But now we know that we can actually grab another market along ourselves. So we are very excited about that.
Okay. And, Sarah, I know women don't reveal their age, but with 4 grown children and a new baby, how long do you plan to work on this business before you retire?
Thank you so much for asking that. At Seeker Foods, we have a really big vision. It's a bold vision. And our vision is to build a globally recognized brand that not only connects people through heritage and storytelling, but we have a very big, bold vision. And that vision has no expiry date. It just requires dedication. It just requires us to have a long-term thinking and just be aware that we can just go, the willingness to go alongside with our business. And how to get there? We have a plan to have strategic partnerships. We're thinking of, continuous innovations and unwavering commitment to our brand. So I know that with time, I'm evolving. And as a leader, that's a good thing, because now I'll know how to, to be in the driver's seat, or I'll know when to to delegate to others. But also I know that I know how to be able to guide from a higher point. Now, my role will shift over time naturally, but my presence and my purpose in this business will continue. It's not going anywhere. It's for a long term because we're not building just a company. We're really building a legacy that's going to be recognized and represented on the global culture, food culture. So we are here for the long term. And so that's our focus. Thank you.
And my last question for you. Have you considered potential challenges or barriers specific to minority markets?
That's a very good question. As a woman and as an immigrant, and I definitely see the minority, but this is the thing, we have been that market. I was that market. So I understand the problems, the challenges that come with it. But one of the things we really are addressing and seeing in the minority markets is the visibility. Our products, the customers we want to reach those products, but as well as the entrepreneur. So it's a two-way thing. So we know that as immigrants, when they come in, they go and they're in different locations. The grocery stores they visit may not have the products they're looking for. So there's that challenge that visibility of our products is not really on there for them to see. So we are really challenged by that, but that's an opportunity because now we are now working strategically, knowing how to approach them, where to find them. And the good thing is being very active in the community, it's been an easy one for us to know exactly where to find them. So that being a visibility problem is not really, because now we have an opportunity. And also we have where we understand our customers' needs so well. We have been in those shoes. When they come in here, they are normally lacking on so many things. Sometimes they are using public means to get to certain places. They are trying to work in between jobs. And so what we have put strategically as we're approaching them, we know where to find them. So we are organizing where we know in community events or churches where we meet them because we know where to find them. So even though it is that area, but then it's giving us the traction we need for our products.
Wow. Well, thank you, Sarah. Great job on your pitch. And thank you for all your hard work in Flip the Script and answering these questions with me today. And now we're going to move on to our last competitor, Siobhan Shin, the CEO of Flick FX. Siobhan Shin is a trailblazing entrepreneur, Canada's first woman swarm drone pilot, and a multi-award-winning innovator, revolutionizing the future of advertising and live entertainment. As the CEO of Flick FX, she is disrupting the advertising industry by creating groundbreaking aerial experiences that captivate audiences worldwide. Siobhan has shattered barriers as a Black woman pioneer in aerospace, pyrotechnics, and drone advertising, earning numerous accolades for her bold leadership, technological innovation, and impact on the entertainment industry. Her work has been recognized with several prestigious awards, cementing her status as a visionary, shaping the future of experiential marketing. Beyond her business, Siobhan is a champion for diversity, mentorship, and community empowerment. She works closely with government leaders, industry organizations, and youth programs to create pathways for underrepresented communities in aerospace and STEM. Through Flick FX, she has produced cultural celebrations, large-scale public events, and immersive brand experiences that redefine storytelling in the sky. Her mission is clear: to push boundaries, elevate voices, and leave a legacy of innovation that inspires generations to come. For Siobhan Shin, the sky is not the limit, it is just the beginning. So over to you, Siobhan.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Siobhan Chin, Canada's first woman swarm drone pilot. I'm triple certified in pyrotechnics, fireworks, and a licensed drone pilot. Since social media launched in 2004, attention spans have plummeted. People are either too busy with everyday life, and when they're not busy, they're bored, scrolling past ads, skipping commercials, and tuning out traditional marketing. Brands today spend on average $1,000 to acquire just one customer. Yet engagement is less than 10%, which is at an all-time low. At FlickFX, we're changing that by taking advertising to the sky. We use smart advertising to provide data-driven results. Sky advertising is an environmentally friendly way to create breathtaking, interactive brand experiences while measuring engagement pre and post ad and having access to live data. Imagine Tim Hortons logo in the sky, and then a donut, and then a QR code. When scanned, you receive a discount code to redeem for a free donut. We use the power of the sky to give you maximum exposure. By using drones to light up the sky with logos, images, and messages, we make people stop, look, and share. Our technology increases direct customer interaction by 90%, and we reduce customer acquisition costs from $1,000 to just $100. The market opportunity? Yeah, it's skyrocketing, pun intended. Sky-based advertising is projected to grow from 30 billion today to 54 billion by 2030. Brands are wasting 100 billion annually on ads people ignore. Our profit margins are 67%. Our blue ocean competitor advantage, we are a one-stop data-driven solution for all your advertising needs. We are procurement ready. Flick FX, we're not just advertising, we make them look up. We are disrupting the advertising industry, providing the future of audience engagement. What are you waiting for? Are you ready to take your brand to the sky?
Wow, thank you, Siobhan. And now I'm going to dive into the Q&A. So my first question is, what is your annual growth rate?
We've increased, we started out in 2021 and we made 30,000 annually, and we increased to 300,000 in 2023. So our growth was attributed to the fireworks and the drone sales. So we continue to evolve and use technology to be data driven and push the envelope of what we can do in the sky.
Yeah. And my second question, what regulatory issues do you see in your industry and how do you plan to navigate them?
So the drone industry is constantly changing. As of April 1st, 2025, Transport Canada and Navigation Canada are issuing new regulations. We are hosting Canada's first International Drone Day on May 3rd. So this conference will bring together several experts and leaders all in one place where we will have drone enthusiasts, insurance buffs, and everybody in one place where we can learn together. I am a part of several boards, and as an industry expert, I am consulted often. So by providing insights and experience, we are able to help the future regulations of the drone industry.
Okay. And with everything you're talking about, have you considered hiring a male co-founder?
I actually had a male co-founder. He was on for about 6 months, and unfortunately, it didn't go the way we anticipated. He provided great insights, and we do need male influences at certain points, but I found that sometimes their voice gets louder than our voice, and we really have to be able to stand on our grounds and really follow our vision and not get sidetracked by somebody else's.
Wow. Well, thank you, Siobhan, for your pitch and your answers. And, thank you to Jessica, Maple Rose, and Sarah as well. This concludes the pitch portion of the event. So thank you to all 4 of our finalists. Let's give them a round of applause. Now is the time for you to decide which finalist will receive the Audience Choice Award worth $500. So a poll is going to pop up, and it's going to be up for approximately 5 minutes. So until about 4:45, if we get it up right now. And then after that poll, we'll get the award ceremony started, and you'll hear the live results of the audience award and the judges' decisions. The poll has now closed. So thank you, everybody, so much for voting. Thank you for being here, and let's start the award ceremony. Today's competition illustrated the amazing businesses that are being built by women and non-binary individuals. It also showed you some of the real questions women face when seeking capital to grow their business. And I don't know about you, but I was very impressed with the skills demonstrated by the 4 finalists, the judges. they certainly had a difficult job today trying to choose. So we're going to dive in. We're going to award the first prize. And so I would like to introduce Miriam Lazarte to announce the fourth prize.
Thank you so much, Gina. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the event and the music. You have a great taste. Being a part of Global Startups, it really, I have seen many type of pitches. We do, introductions with investors all the time. I know how difficult it is for women in tech or any type of, minority groups. It's always very difficult. So I was very impressed with the quality of the startups and how they presented today. So, I hope that I continue seeing you guys somewhere, in one of our 30 events we held, during the years. I have a lot of respect for this event. You guys did a great job. And I want to say that the fourth prize award is for $1,000 and it goes to Maple Rose Fergie and for Implico Limited. So thank you very much. This was a very nice pitch. I love it. The third prize will be announced by Janice Bartley, founder of Foodpreneur Lab.
Thank you so much, Miriam. I want to applaud all four phenomenal women who set an enviable benchmark this evening with their pitches. I want to thank Nancy and CanWCC for allowing Foodpreneur Lab to contribute in this groundbreaking opportunity. And congratulations to all the winners tonight. And thank you to the host and my fellow panelists. The third prize award of $2,000 goes to Siobhan Chin Flick FX. Congratulations. The second prize will be announced by Sean Kath of the VP of Wealth from Meridian Credit Union.
That's great. Thank you so much, Janice. Wow. What an incredibly talented and inspiring group of entrepreneurs. I am so thrilled to have had the opportunity to listen to today's finalists. This has been an amazing event for me. I will say, as Liz mentioned off the top in her remarks, we at Meridian Credit Union have been really proud to sponsor the Flip the Script program in 2024. It aligns so well with our purpose to be an inclusive, people-focused financial partner for equity-deserving enterprises and local communities. Such a great fit for organizations. Now, I will say 2 of our staff have really been the primary face of Meridian through the program. So you probably got a chance to maybe hear from Terry Miller from our small business team, or Shariah Sims from our financial planning team, who've engaged with so many of the women entrepreneurs through workshops, along with commentary and questions about various posts we put on the Flip the Script participant portal. So really great to see that level of engagement from all the participants in the program. So I, like Janice, would just like to congratulate all the participants, the graduates, and of course today's pitch finalists on your entrepreneurial journey. It's been so amazing. So without further ado, though, let's get on with awarding our next prize. So I am pleased to announce the second place prize of $5,000 goes to Jessica Flynn of the U Power Project. Congratulations, Jessica. Well done. Now, without further, now I'd like to pass it to Catherine Chan, CEO of IEF, to announce our first place prize winner. Over to you, Catherine.
As I hit unmute, thank you so much, Sean. Yes, well, I'm considering this a chance to get some experience in giving out award prizes, because again, like I said, my hope is to bring back the Canny Awards next year. So this is me calling in. I am calling in the universe. Let's make it happen. Right. So I'm practicing here, but I am so excited to say that the first prize award of $7,500 goes to Sarah Sakalala from Sika Foods. Congratulations. Incredible job to everybody. Congratulations to Sarah. The Audience Choice Award is up next, and that'll be announced by Lise Menirakiza, Program Coordinator for Flip the Script.
Thank you, Catherine. And wow, what an incredible event it's been. We've seen some amazing ideas, some great pitches, and like a lot of passion in this room. But now it's time to give out the most exciting moment of the night for me, I believe, the audience choice. And this award is special because it's been chosen by your audience and your votes mattered. And before I announce the winner, I just want to take a moment to say how incredibly proud I am. As a program coordinator at Flip the Script, I've had the privilege of working alongside these brilliant women, and I've seen firsthand the dedication and resilience and innovation, and not to mention not just being afraid of testing new ideas to beat this bias that they're all going through. So let's take a moment to appreciate all the participants. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the Audience Choice Award goes to Sarah Sikalala.
Oh my gosh, I'm over here screaming. Thank you, Lise. Thank you for giving away that award. Thank you, judges. And a special thank you to Meridian Credit Union and the City of Toronto for supporting and funding today's event. Because wow, there you have it. This is incredible. Sarah, congratulations on a fantastic pitch and great answers to the questions. Jessica and Maple Rose and Siobhan, just incredible things you did today and demonstrated what you learned in the Flip the Script program, talking about your business, answering hard questions. Like, I felt uncomfortable asking you those questions. And, you responded with grace and with just a sense of confidence. So thank you so much for pitching today. And, a huge congratulations to all of the 300 Flip the Script participants for their hard work, their time, and their energy in this program. I'd love to thank our judges and our sponsors. Without their support, this event would not be possible. So please keep those virtual applause coming for our pitch contestants today. They did an excellent job, and I hope you learned more about their businesses and, reach out to them and book them to do something with you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for contributing your time and your effort to this pitch competition. And I'm so glad you're all walking away with capital today for you and your businesses. So thank you so much for being here. And it has just been such a pleasure to be your host today. I have had such a great time. I'm going to hand it off now to Nancy Wilson, the founder and CEO of the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce, for some final words. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Jenna. And congratulations to our 4 fantastic winners. I could not be more proud of you. And this event has just been amazing. It is truly a precedent-setting event for so many reasons, but certainly for being an hour ahead of schedule. But you know what? Quick and fast and fun is the way it went today. So I do want to mention that Dr. Philippa King, who is the Assistant Vice President of Strategic Partnerships at the Ontario Centre of Innovation, was going to join us at the awards ceremony today. She is currently traveling and was planning to join based on us ending an hour from now. So she's in the air and of course wasn't able to join us. So I just want to at least say thanks to her in absentia and thank her for volunteering to be a part of this organization. You can learn more about the Ontario Centre of Innovation in the follow-up email. We will send the links. And I want to, of course, thank everyone who joined us today to celebrate the Flip the Script program. We wanted to put on a different type of event that could really highlight the finalists, the program, and the type of questions that women and other equity-deserving individuals often face in the real world. Which is why I wanted the last question to be have you thought about hiring a male co-founder? Because we've heard from many, many, many women that that is a real question that that people get. And it was handled very, very well today. This event marks the end of a 3-year project that was truly a team effort. So I really want to thank the team, Lise, as program coordinator, you've gotten to know the project inside out. Janice and Foodpreneur was part of the development of the program. So many people have been involved. And it also wouldn't have been possible without the time, energy, and passion of the 287 women and non-binary business owners who participated in the pilot program. So thank you to all of them. And of course, I would like to thank the Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy for funding the project through the Ecosystem Fund. Today's event specifically was sponsored by Meridian Credit Union, so thank you to them, and a grant from the City of Toronto. If you support CanWCC and the work that we do, advancing economic equity, please visit our website and become a member today. Thank you everyone so much and have a wonderful day.